Stephanie from Youre Lovely, and today is another Meet the Flower. Welcome back, you guys. In today's Meet the Flower, it's not one, not two, but three different types of tulips we're gonna play with. We're gonna make this super quick. I think we've done some tulips in the past, but the ruffled tulip is now new. This is our OG tulip, the original tulip we've had. And then this is our fancy tulip with a cute little palm center kind of in there. And then some really fun detailing around the petals. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up or not, but it's super fun. These are a little bit tricky, so we have a tried and true test method that we do now to prep these. So we're gonna go through that first, and then we're gonna get to dyeing and coloring these lovely flowers. So let's jump into it. All right, so when it comes to the tulips, if you've ever dip dyed one of our tulips before and it opened up on you and you're like, man, that's a bummer. It is, I know. So we figured out a way. We have used Design Master finishing spray. That works well as a sealant to kind of help the flowers keep the shape that it has before you dye it. But also we found Mod Podge works just as well and is a lot easier to find. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. And don't do this inside like me, but we have snow on the ground in April. Just putting that out there. So we're gonna shake this up, and I don't have like a full, I probably spray more than necessary just for good measure, so. I make sure to get the inside as well as the outer petals. And then you wanna let that sit and dry for, I think they say on the can, 15 minutes between coats. I typically let them dry for a half a day to a full day, just in case. Better safe than sorry. And with the ruffled, there's a lot going on, so you really want to get in there. All right, while those dry, I've already pre-coated a few. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna dip dye a couple of these, fingers crossed they work. Maybe I didn't spray enough on this set. It happens. And then I also have some that I've already like done the conditioning and then dip dyed them. And I think we're going to add some color to the tops of a few of these. Oh, I did want to show, if you don't do maybe like a pre-sealant on there. Now I will say, if you do the pre-sealant, make sure to add glycerin to your paint mixture because the sealant makes them a little crunchy already to begin with. If you dip dye, say the ruffled one, as is without any kind of conditioning spray, this is basically what will happen. It's still super cute, but definitely looks different than what the original started out as. You can also, I took this and tried to fluff it open a little bit more. I think this is great for the cone shape, that you can really like get this in and deep down into an arrangement and still have some really pretty details kind of coming through. So those are our options if you don't want to use the finishing spray, but if you want to keep that shape, I definitely would consider the finishing spray. All right, enough of that. Let's start zhuzhing these up, shall we? All right, moment of truth. Did I put enough spray on these? We're gonna find out real fast because once they go in, it pretty much starts to uncurl if it's not enough. Oh, okay, I'm nervous. Okay. Shake her off. I think we're all right. Let's set that down. I'm gonna set it upright. All right, here is the fancy tulip. Took me a second. And we do have a tutorial on the fancy tulip and the regular tulip, I believe, where we do a ton of different dyeing techniques. So we won't go into as depth as we did with that other video. Okay, so I just opened this one up, but how pretty is this also opened? I love it, but it's not what it was intended for, so we'll, oh, screw it. I'm opening this one. The other one we'll keep nice and taunt. It's just so cute. All right. And I'm gonna give you an update on the ruffled because it's doing a little something right now. Here's our regular tulip. I typically don't take these apart and like try to get into the other parts of the petals because otherwise it's gonna mess up the shape. All right, so the ruffled tulip has opened up slightly, but it's still keeping all of that ruffled shape. Like the other one, when we didn't have that spray, that's what happened. So the spray is definitely helping. All right, so those three are just full on dip dyed, and of course I opened up one of them. It's fine. All right, so let's try, oh, I only have orange. I should probably, oh, yellow. We'll grab some yellow. I was like, I should probably have a color that goes with that, huh? All right, so this one's like one of my favorites because of the little details for this kind of painting. So I'm going to get my handy dandy spray bottle. This just has water, nothing more. If you do use that spray and you've added glycerin into your mix and they still feel a little crunchy afterwards, you're gonna want to take water and glycerin, a mixture in a spray bottle, and just spray them down a little bit more. I think we're gonna go up on the top. I wanna really point out these kind of lines and ridges of this flower. So I'm going to end with straight paint right now. And we're gonna grab our spray bottle again. And I'm gonna spray it in a downward motion so that my yellow gets dispersed throughout those petals. So it's definitely a layering kind of technique to add and keep going until you're happy with it. Add too many layers, you're gonna get sludge on the top. Nobody wants that. All right. So just for comparison, that to that. Super cute. I really do love the ruffled one. So I'm going to just dip dye it at the top where the ruffles are. Pick those up. And again, spray in a downward motion. Well, I'm going straight onto it. But I'm encouraging the water to go down the flower instead of tipping it and spraying it this way so it's coming off the flower. So I want a little bit of this coloring to come through, but not, I want it to be ever so slightly. Oh, I still got yellow on my, comparison, there's still that pink there, but coming off from the sides, you've got some two-tone action happening. Oh, I opened this one completely, but let's, because of that. I'm not going to color, I'm gonna keep the center this color. Though, if I was planning on using this to be opened up, I would probably paint the center a different color. Probably yellow, to be completely honest, but what is done is done. So we're just going to add the accents this way instead. And actually, you know what? We're gonna do the same thing for the one that we haven't dyed yet. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. Sometimes with tulips, really the only pop fun color you get is in the inside of the flower, which is super fun. Okay, so you could have that. So I was able to bring it back to the shape, or if you had it nice and open, super cute. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna leave as is. So we're gonna spray it. So I do wanna get a yellow, and I'm gonna scrub as best as I can. I'm using straight paint. You could also use it watered down. And I take all those little messes as like a happy accident. Okay, we're gonna tip that down a little bit, let it fall down. There we go. So now the inside is like lightly yellow all the way up. I'm gonna try to smooth that out just a little bit more. But the concentration is down at the bottom, really. But then the outside, unless you're transferring paint with dirty fingers like I am, stays still that cream color. And then I'm kind of just bringing it back up so we can set it to dry. All right, last one. What do we want to do with this lovely guy? All right, I think we're gonna do the same thing in the center. So I'm just gonna paint where that little button is, all of that yellow. And then, for funsies, we're gonna put the paint, the dip dye pink stuff, right in there at the same time. So we're gonna mix those two. And I'm gonna try to pick it up. It's like a buoy. It's just floating around, bobbing around in there. All right, so the yellow's still kind of stuck, but it's not nearly as noticeable, obviously. So we're going to do another layer, and I think I'm gonna try to, there we go. There she be. And I'm gonna take some of the paint off of the top, so I'm gonna really spray this down with water, shake it off, and now you've got like this lighter transition. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial where we went over not one, not two, but three of our tulip styles. These are the three that we currently have available. They're typically seasonal, so spring is when we, usually at the end of the year, beginning of like January, we start getting in those spring flowers. So by the time you're watching this video, if they're out of stock, they'll be back at some point. And we may expand that line too, because we love a good tulip moment. So if you're loving these videos, let us know, give us a like, subscribe, ring that bell. What flower would you love to see next in the Meet the Flower series? Please let us know. Drop us a comment down below, and hopefully we can get to that super soon for you. All right, you guys, if you'd like to go check out the website as well as the 3 different tulips, go to ohyourelovely.com. But before you go, make sure to grab the code YouTube30 to get 30% off your first order. And that's on the flowers, the craft supplies, and the greenery, all over there. You lucky ducks, you. All right, hopefully I enunciated that enough. Lucky ducks is what I said. All right, we'll see you right back here for another tutorial. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys.